Wow. Didn't even get that one.
Yeah. Well, it's close enough for jazz, as we all said back in the day. Hey, how you doing out there? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. It's another live stream guitar chat where you are welcome to ask anything you want within reason. And we'll try to touch on the subject as much as I know. And today we've got Wes is here. Say hi, Wes.
You said it like I'm this special guest.
Well,
today we got Wes.
Well, that's because half the time you're around the world, man. I don't know.
Special guest appearance by me.
Yeah, good.
I'm back. Yeah.
And what do you got lined up for us, Wes?
Tons of stuff today. So we're gonna have our first ever guitar trivia.
Really?
Jazz guitar trivia today. So get your thinking caps on, or get your let's be real, get your fingers ready to type into Google really fast to look up.
Yeah.
Because we know that's what you're gonna do.
That's right. Chat. And the advanced guys are going to go to the chat, whatever it is.
Well, yeah, exactly. So we'll see either how fast your brain is or how fast your fingers are. We'll see. It's gonna be fun though, and the prize, we're giving away a prize.
That's right.
$40 value. It's one of our coolest courses.
Right.
Perfect for right now. Perfect for after Labor Day. So it's going to be cool for sure. I also have some other awesome news coming up, including what some are calling the greatest mystery in rock and roll.
Really?
A brand new search that has just been launched for one of the most iconic instruments of all time.
I wonder, would that be Elvis's? No?
No. But here's a hint. It involves the Beatles.
Oh, okay.
A piece of gear that disappeared into thin air back in the late 60s. So these guys are on a quest to find it.
Was it his J100 or whatever it was that...
I guess you're going to have to wait to find out. That's what we call a tease here in the business. A tease, yeah.
He's a big teaser.
Plus, there's a famous rock star that we talked about. We talk about him quite a bit here on Guitar News because you're a really big fan of this rock singer.
Oh, Kurt Coop.
No.
Cuvée or
yeah, there you go. Good one.
Yeah.
Anyway, he instead of coming out with a signature guitar, he's come out with a signature dessert.
That makes a hell of a lot more sense.
You've made it when you're
right.
You instead of coming out with a guitar, you're coming out with a dessert. So.
Or a coffee.
Yeah. So what's up with you this morning? What do you got going on? You just, within hours, couple hours. New guitar purchase.
That's correct. I just bought a 1966 ES 175. And I hope to get it by next live stream, although we're going to Denver, so I asked them to ship it so we could get it on Thursday because we're coming back on Wednesday night. Thursday, we're going to do a live stream. And he said, sure, I'll try to do that. So we'll see. Yes, I found this guitar, and I was questioning a few things about it. A lot of the parts have been replaced, which is fine with me, But it's also got a 66. It's got the 9/16 nut width, which I really, really like. I know a lot of people don't like that. Man, I like it, and so that's one of the reasons. So yeah, I got that. So we'll have some fun when that gets here. So Gail's working the message board. Hi, Gail.
We already got 50 people here for us.
Holy cow.
Watching. So
thank you, you guys.
This new thing, man, starting it out early. Putting that slate up. We'll have to I'm trying to figure out how to get music in the background, so you can listen to some tunes.
Why don't you just sing a little bit?
Ah, there you go.
Everybody got their
I want
coffee?
people to join, not.
Right, gotcha.
Yeah.
So it's another rheumatoid Thursday. A very stiff day for me, but nothing that Aspercream, Tiger Balm, Vicodin, Aleve, and prednisone won't fix.
Oh my gosh, that's really good for your liver.
But the only thing to make it better would be a couple of shots of my Kentucky bourbon. But that's okay.
Yeah, might make you play it better too.
It might make me not give a crap.
Right, there you go. Like if even if you aren't playing better, it'll make you think that you are. So.
Yeah, except the alcohol, you know what it does? It ruins your chops. As soon you can, God darn this. It kind of ruins your chops. So I recommend don't drink on the gig unless your chops aren't a big deal.
Yeah.
I'm looking for here we go. So, all right. So we're going to talk about a few things today. Do you want to see who's here, or do you want to talk about a couple things?
I want
coming
you.
up?
Yeah, I want you to
Here's
hurry
what
up
we're
and
gonna
tell
do.
us what you got going on.
All right. All right. Well, all right. You got to check this out. I just got this strap. I'm not gonna. It's
Oh God, here we go.
Yeah.
BB King.
well. Okay. So look at this strap is from El Dorado. Bill Silverman made me this strap, and he's such a nice guy, Bill. And he makes El Dorado straps, and they're very ornate. Look at how beautiful these straps are. But they all have the big buckles. And so I asked Bill, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, I'd love to have one of your straps, but with the big buckles, they're
Just asking to scratch up your guitar. Or...
You got to keep them, a Fender, you could put it in that little case, or carry it, on a suitcase, one of those suitcase guitar cases. But this strap here, let me see if I can get it off. It's brand new. And so he made it just like the ones that I have had, for 20 years that a lot of people have asked me about. And so he made it just like it, except this is bona fide real leather. Now the one, where's my old one? Where's my old one, Wes? Here it is. Now here's the old one. So I was telling Gail, oh, you know what these are like? I mean, number one, look at how much padding is on that thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at that and thinking, oh, yeah, that's nice. Look at this one. See, this one's, of course, this one's, yeah.
Yeah, that one's a few years old, though.
Yeah, it is, but it was never this fat. Right. Never. All right, so this is made out of vinyl or something, but this is real, honest-to-God leather.
We'll put them side by side. Let's see them in the camera.
Well, let's see. I don't know. What's there to see,
Well, look at how much...
But anyway, yeah, so Bill's he took the measurements of mine and he made it exactly like, the measurements of this. Now, if you want this, you go to El Dorado and say, hey, I want a strap like Rich's. And here's how I equate it. This is the Epiphone and this is the Gibson. This is the one that... And the leather is stiff, so it's a little harder to get off and on. And so, how mine's always slipping off and falling off and crap. So this is really super nice. El Dorado, Bill Silverman, wonderful guy. And if you want a bitchin' ass strap. And not only that, look at it, he makes those things for Telecasters. And he's just a artist. The guy's an artist.
Yeah.
And it takes an artist to make stuff that beautiful.
Yeah, he's a nice guy for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to get one, then just head to eldoradostraps.com and again say you want the same one that Rich has.
It's a big difference between the other one. Trust me. Don't ever trust anybody who says trust me. But
oh yeah, my favorite part of the show, your nail filing segment.
Would you guys mind if I clip my toenails?
Right?
My toenails are long.
It's a great TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway,
all right, so
what else?
All right, so I watched the Johnny Smith video yesterday. It was an hour-long video from 1988 is when it was filmed, although it looked like it came out in 1970. But 1988, and I had never heard Johnny Smith speak, and this video was a super insight into Johnny Smith, his playing, and the way he thinks and what have you. He's quite a technician, and quite a scientist, to be quite honest. The way he's self-taught, and I thought he had one of the most brilliant statements was, he said, the fella interviewing him, his name was Tom. I didn't get his last name. Wonderful guitar player, but he was saying, the reason Johnny Smith never took any guitar lessons because there were no teachers, so wherever he lived, he says, nobody knew how to do what I wanted to do. So I just kind of worked it out myself. But he said, you know what a teacher does? It saves you time. And I thought, what a great statement. That is so true. A teacher can save you time. He can show you in 10 minutes what might take you 3 or 4 years to discover. And so I've always tried to take guitar lessons when I can, or actually any kind of lessons, because it saves time. And now you look at these kids that have been growing up on YouTube and how well they can play, and it's like, dang, man, I wish I had that. But anyway.
Why didn't you put a link to that in there? Is it this video?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. I will try to throw the link in there in the description so you guys can check it out for sure.
It's an hour long, but I think it's really nice worth seeing. He talks about a few things that I don't subscribe to. One of them is being a strict alternate picker. And I used to be, and I found I just couldn't develop it as well as obviously he can. Guys used to try to do classical music, with alternate picking to develop that picking. But I felt the way I do it now with more of a economy picking style, I think the guitar sounds more legato, and that's what we're all going for. One of the things he did say, he was talking about, he says, people say that I advocate playing with my elbow, and it says, playing like this. And it's even in my book on that. He said, I didn't intend that to be in there. He says, I didn't even want this book published. I get no royalties. I thought, what the hell's going on? And so anyway, he said, no, I don't mean that. So I've had a couple students, and they like, yeah, I'm an alternate picker. I picked from the elbow. And I go, wow, whoever showed you that? In my mind, thinking, wow, that's weird. And now it sounds like it came from a Johnny Smith book, which he didn't want to happen. Another thing he said, you know what? When you want to warm up, he said, this muscle, so important in your hand. He said, when you move your thumb in like this, you can feel your muscle all across your hand. When you loosen and tighten this muscle like this is like warming up. So if you don't have a chance to warm up before you gig, go like this for a few minutes and get that thumb moving. Get this muscle moving. So I thought, wow, that is so true. So he's really and plus it's filled with a lot of wonderful things. One of the things he says is, my amplifier, I don't care about my amp. Archtop guitar is meant to be played acoustic. As far as I'm concerned, I never wish I had an amp at all. So, of course, nowadays, you can't really go with that theory. But he did say a lot of amps are voiced improperly. And for the guitars to be matched to the amp, that's so important. And I think a lot of Fender amps, these don't really match too well. You got to really dial that in on a Fender amp. All right, so anyway, watch that Johnny Smith video. I thought it was really good because we're going to the Rocky Mountain Festival. We're flying into Colorado Springs. And so I thought, Colorado Springs, Johnny Smith had his guitar shop there. When I worked for Dale Zdenek, Dale ordered a Johnny Smith guitar, called up Johnny Smith and ordered one. He still has that guitar today, and it's beautiful. Okay.
Yeah. Wow. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Need a break now.
Yeah.
Take it, Wes. Take it.
So yeah, let's check in on some people who are here. Yeah. By the way, the Johnny Smith video. There's a link in the description of this YouTube live stream, so you can find it down there if you want to check it out. And then yeah, there's just checking in on the people here. Here, Mick Max here.
Hey, Francis.
Francis is a jazz guitar accelerator client, and he's flying right through it, man. Getting close to the end there.
Well, and that's what I wanted with this accelerator thing, is to start at the end of books, kind of like that. You know what I mean? Like, we're working on stuff that, you know, you find at the end of books, not at the beginning. You know what I mean? So let's just cut to the chase and get right down to the good stuff.
He says he's been listening to your recordings on Apple Music with the quartet and Todd Johnson.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, and you can find now just by searching Rich Severson on Spotify too, and Apple Music. So we're going to be updating that page with all your albums pretty soon here. Should be one coming out, another one coming soon. Let's see, Bobby Cox Jr. here, John Burkhart from Blackhawks, South Dakota.
Nice.
Armani is here, doing well. Armani, hope you're doing well.
Oh, the pickup, yes. So on this guitar is in the right place. A 775, isn't this nice? By the way, I saw one on Reverb for $4,000. You guys ought to go get it.
Wow, that's a good deal. Dane Nobody 4 says he's taking a break from weed eating. Yeah, man, that weed eating, man, that sucks.
That's really good for your hands. You know, I used to do a lot of chainsawing and weed eating, and of course you can't play for a while after holding a chainsaw.
Yeah, man, that's
but,
brutal on your hands.
You know, I was a man.
Mm-hmm. Mark Larkins is here. Lewis Taylor, Eddie Davis. What's going on, Eddie?
Hey, Eddie.
Robin's in the house. Andrew from New Jersey. What's going on?
Andrew, what's happening, man?
Nick Petrasso. Peter McCormick has a question for you. For your famous washer modification that you stole from someone, right. Will lifting the pickup rings lead to increased feedback?
I think so.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's worth the trade-off, though?
Yeah. You know, you'll have to judge for yourself. You'll have to judge. It depends on, you know, you got to do everything you can. Put the amp on this side of you. Stay away from the bass player. Those two things are going to help you. So it depends on your volume. I don't have a problem with feedback because I know those things. If I'm next to the bass player, forget it. I can't handle it. It drives me nuts.
So there you go. Patrick or Peter, thanks for the question. Appreciate that. We'd love to have more questions. So if you have some, let us know. Robin has a question, though. What do you think of GHS half rounds 13 to 56?
Is that Robin Riggs?
Yeah.
Hi, Rob. Rob, I've been meaning to send you these goddamn pickup rings. And first I couldn't find them any extra. Now I've got a couple. What do I've never played those half round things.
Huh. Eloy Guts is here. Jim Rolfe is here. Richard Stancius is here from Southern Illinois, and guess that is it George Harrison's sitar that's missing? And no, that's not it. It's better than the sitar.
It's got to be his Rickenbacker.
We'll see. We'll see.
String.
Coming up. Wait
up.
for that. Kim says dessert for breakfast works for me. I was surprised when Mom went and grabbed donuts this morning. It was like,
Well, she bought
"Oh,
them
man."
for the football team.
Oh,
She bought 5,000, five dozen donuts
that's a hungry football team.
for the for the football team. My grandson's playing football. Last year, both my grandsons, Trey was a quarterback,
Trey was running back.
running back. Kane, a junior, was quarterback. They scored over 50 touchdowns. They won the state championship.
And now this year,
Trey is off to college, but Kane is football quarterback, and of course what
he's football quarterback.
what do you call that?
Kane is a senior now, and he is quarterback.
Right, Kane is a
And
senior. He's a football
He's
quarterback.
already off to a good start, 2-0. I think he's got 5 touchdowns already in the last 2 games. So
Yeah.
he's good. He's
He can fire that ball, man.
Very fun to watch for sure. And he's
Yeah.
a good scrambler too. He's fast and
Yeah.
he's tall
I just hope
and
he
big.
didn't get hurt.
And then the Trey, who is playing at West Hills Junior College, so they got whooped last week. Man, they took a shellacking. It was like 35-3 or something like that. But they got their first home game tomorrow or Saturday. So
Okay,
that'll be
good.
fun. Yeah. Let's see. Roger Killingray is here from Rushton.
Whoops! What happened to your video?
Whoop, hit the wrong button. Danielle is here. She
Hi,
says that
Danielle.
I find sugar is the worst for me when it comes to inflammation. I would have to say, yeah, like the sugar, especially in, maybe fruit is a little better than straight donut holes. For any health, like this.
Yeah.
No.
But anyway, they gave her those donut holes,
Right.
and I felt compelled to eat 10 of them.
Yeah, I stayed away. I stayed away. Human Element says, "Hello, Rich. What do you think about the GB30?"
Nothing.
Oh, come on.
I don't know. I don't know the guitar.
You've played
I've only seen it.
You've never played a George Benson.
Well, a GB10, the original.
Well, and maybe you can give him some insight into that.
Okay, a GB10, the original, is really nice.
And so,
It is a very nice guitar, very nice. Quality. The GB30, I'm not sure. Isn't that the one that's like a 175? Maybe look it up, Wes.
yeah.
It,
I mean, they're priced right, aren't they? Not super expensive.
no, they're not. They're not expensive at all. I don't think.
Yeah, this thing looks like a Here, hold on. Yeah.
Let's see the close-ups. It's actually pretty cool. It's good looking. Go on those close-ups, Wes.
That's as close as I get.
Well, what about those other pictures?
I'm scrolling through all of them.
Oh, I don't see them. How come?
Oh, am I frozen? What do you mean you're not seeing them?
Well, now it just changed.
Yeah.
That's a good-looking guitar.
Oh, it's because I played that Johnny Smith video. So now, hold on, I got to reset that. But anyway, yeah, so it looks
Okay.
like a 175 type of thing, right?
I think so. Yeah, that looked pretty cool.
I mean, it's $1,200, so, I don't know. It's not going to break the bank, at least.
No,
And you set it up with some nice strings, I'm sure it would be
be a pretty nice guitar.
yeah.
Joel Powell is here. Oh, thank you, Joel. Joel says Rich is right about lessons saving time. He's already saved me lots of time. That's good to hear. Thank you.
Man, you're just not you're not into elaborating at all today. Joel Powell is a jazz guitar accelerator guy, and he's been taking lessons for the last 5 weeks or so. And
he's doing quite well.
yeah, so this new program that we talk about all the time, Jazz Guitar Accelerator, people are loving it. We're full.
It's full. We can't take any
waiting list though. If you definitely want to check it out, there's going to be some slots opening in the next maybe 3 to 4 weeks. So if you want to get your name on a waiting list, I'll put that link in the chat and in the description. And yeah, it's one-on-one jazz guitar coaching. Straight up. You meet with Rich twice a week, and he definitely.
Well, I try to see where you're at and try to move you in a direction where you want to go as fast as we can. So I guess.
Yeah, and it's all customized to you. So different skill levels. There's no starting date, so it depends on when you join. Then that's when you can start. So we're not waiting for like a big class to join. And yeah, like you said, you can take different skill levels. Some people want it all about soloing. Others want to learn more chord vocabulary or chord melody stuff. So we'll figure out a custom path for you, and we'll get you. We're gonna transform you in some way or the other. Might just be with bad jokes too. You might just start telling bad jokes the whole time. So.
Okay. So.
Oh, here we go. All right. Really just elaborating today.
All right.
Okay.
I wanted to talk about this. Here, see this? Things to do with pool noodles. Remember we did a little thing about all the things you can do with them? Like putting them on your side of your desk so you can lean the guitar against it. Well, all right. So this guitar, I'm going to take this to Denver. And I remember having my guitar in a bag, and Greg DeGordo, Lordo said, I forget his name, he was saying, there's no support behind the neck. So I thought, yeah, you're right. So this, when I put it in the guitar bag, this will go here, and I'll probably use some kind of Velcro strap on this so it doesn't shift. This way, if the guitar gets bumped, and I'm not going to put it in the luggage. I'm going to just put it into, take it on board. But you never know what could possibly happen. So put that on there just to make sure that if anything does hit this, that'll be supported. Things to do with pool noodles. So that
sounds like a Family Feud category or something.
It is, yes. So that's one of the things that kind of worries me about. And then you never know. You get a real crappy agent, flight agent, and he says, "Oh, you can't take that on a plane. You got to check it." And I've done that many times. Gate checked it, and I've never had a problem, knock on wood. But you never know. It's back there with somebody's golf clubs or something, and they fall over on it. Who knows?
Yeah, and you're taking which guitar there to Denver?
Well, I was either going to take Tal Farlow or I was going to take this one. One thing
Wait, you're taking two?
One or the other.
Oh, got it.
One of the things that I liked on this is it is laminate, so it's stronger,
Right.
And the same with Tal. Plus a 3-piece neck. So it's not or a 5. This is 3, Tal's a 5. So it's a lot stronger neck.
Nice.
This thing sounds great, doesn't it? Are you playing without an amp? Yes, we're going direct.
Let's see. Jacob's here from Mission Viejo. Jacob, what's going on?
Jacob, you working on your coffee cup?
Jasper is here from the Netherlands. Man, we need to get in touch with Jasper and get over to the Netherlands.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking is we need to get in touch with Sandra Sherman.
Oh yeah, she's good. I like her.
And she's from Switzerland. That's where I want to go.
Well, that's where Francis is from, Micmac.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he'll set us up.
Oh,
Say,
yeah.
come over.
Man, Switzerland is that's where I want to go. Really bad. On the Road Again is here, and he asks, hey, Rich, any more Guitar Bench videos planned?
No Guitar Bench videos planned because I moved the camera out here.
But that's going to change soon. Do you order that tablet?
Who's got time? No, I didn't. And now I'm thinking maybe Chris says, get an iPad. And I was like, geez, the Microsoft Surface. Okay, so I have Sibelius as Windows. I have Banana Box as Windows. And now I'm going to get, I'd be using those. And I have Studio One. Actually, I use that on my Mac. So I'm kind of in between things, but I don't know.
Is there a big price difference?
Actually, it seems like the iPads are cheaper.
Even with a 16 gig RAM? I highly doubt that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean they're both good for sure. I'm definitely more of a fan of PC, but who knows? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Robert Goldsmith says, is that Johnny Smith video available to watch? And yes, I put the link in the description. You can see it there. Let's see. Armani says, speaking of Johnny Smith, he said in a video years ago that he almost always plays without an amp.
Yeah, that's right. So, I think he's probably the opposite of Wes. I always heard Wes played always with an amp because his touch and stuff was, but then I've read other things. Nah, you didn't do that, but you tried to, I guess. And your touch does change with an amplifier, and you got to get used to the sound of coming out somewhere else besides here, so I think there's something to that. Playing with an amp as much as you can. It's probably a good idea.
Hey, Eddie Davis asked, what tempo was that One Note Samba?
185.
Ooh, speeding.
Well, it's not one note bossa nova.
Well, that's what ChatGPT said. It's the the real category that song should be in is bossa nova. So
a little wamba.
By the way, our guitar trivia that's coming up is surrounding One Note Samba. So there you go. You can already type One Note Samba into Google, so it's ready for when I say the question.
Sandra Sherman is in Austria. That just caught my eye.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, we'll have.
But I play Corcovado on the. Why not?
Let's see who else we got here. Leonard Patterson dropped in. Yeah, Leonard, what's up, buddy?
Hi, Leonard.
Yeah.
Leonard Penner.
Are you joining our meeting today, Leonard? At 2? Oh, I forgot to send you a link. We had some things we wanted to run by you, and you're of course the expert.
Yes, Leonard.
The expert.
He's the man.
Leonard's the guy that helped us develop Jazz Guitar Accelerator. So in case you're wondering who Leonard is, he is a big help with us for sure.
Hey, this is a good question. Mr. Mary, good morning. So any thoughts on how a laminate top responds to single coil pickups rather than humbuckers? Example 175 versus, they're like apples and oranges, man. It's really different. I kind of feel like the P90 on the old 175s has a real mid-range sound. I like it. I like it a lot. And it's just got its own sound. I kind of feel, I could be wrong about this, but to me, it doesn't have the dynamic range of the humbuckers. But, which is fine with, so it's a nice sound. It's definitely a nice sound. So, would like a Corcovado.
Eddie asked, Barry studied with Johnny Smith. Am I right?
Barry Swag?
It just says Barry, so.
Could be. I'm not sure about that. Gosh, Miss that boy.
Jasper asked, Rich, have you ever seen the Blue Guitar Collection?
No. The Blue Guitar Collection, no.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. They made all these. I think it's. They made a bunch of these blue guitars for this exhibit thing.
Oh.
And all these famous guitar makers made these blue.
You know what's weird is, I had one blue Eastman. And I tell you, I thought, oh man, we're never going to sell this thing, I can't believe the calls I get on this thing. Do you still have that? Still get calls on this. But can you get me another one of those blue ones? Wow.
Let's see. FT, hello from the Frenchman from England. John Bumgarner, Paul's Hofner bass from Hamburg. That's the one. He guessed it. Paul's. We're going to tell you about this new effort to find that thing. And there's some hope out there that they're going to find it. They got some theories.
Did I ever tell you the story, the Dick Clark story about that? That Dick Clark collected stuff. He had a giant 1 or 2 warehouses full of stuff. And the leader of the band that I was playing with, John Goins, became the guy keeping track of what's in there, So they go to auction some of this stuff off. One of the things was a Beatle bass owned by Paul McCartney that was given to them by their road manager, given to Dick Clark or something like that. And so Dick Clark goes to auction it off. Not saying him, but it goes on the auction block. A guy that's an expert on this stuff looks at the bass and says, wait a minute, that's the wrong period. And, on TV or on the internet, he sees this. And then he calls the Hofner rep at the time, Rob Olson, friend of mine. And they both get together and they check this out and they say, hey, that bass is incorrect. That couldn't have been given to him. Given to the road manager by Paul during that time. Something doesn't add up. So, crazy, isn't it?
Absolutely crazy.
I think so.
Yeah, no, absolutely. FT asked, what is the lovely guitar behind you on your left?
Is that this left? This?
That would be...
This?
Well, yeah.
This or this?
Oh. Why don't you tell them what they
This is a 575 Heritage. This is my personal one that they made for me. And this one right here is, everything's backwards on the camera, you know what I mean? So this one here belongs to a friend of mine, and this is up for sale. This one is going to be like $2,200. It has a crack in the top that's not going anywhere, but it has this little crack in the top. But it sounds and plays freaking great. So, and that's a heck of a deal for 20. Which one? This one?
Oh, he's talking about the one above.
One above.
But either way, that one, I love that, how like that.
Yeah.
The blonde with the blonde pickguard, that looks super sweet.
Yeah.
And they're such a good match on the color.
They are, and it's hard to do.
Right. I like that.
Well, I guess they're both maple, so anyway.
So
yeah, this one up here is mine. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Aye.
Mick Mac says the accelerator, jazz guitar accelerator is fantastic. Rich will kick your butt. Are you kicking Francis's butt? He's taking it like a champ, right?
Well, okay, so here's the theory. How much time are we going to spend on this? Let's get this shit done with. Bleep. Let's get it over with. Let's get this, what you need to know. Let's get it done. Let's go for it so you can enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? So, and experiment and play and have fun. You know, let's jump in there. Do it. Just don't beat around the bush.
All right, almost done getting these questions. And Gordon Zoot says, my Gibson RD artist that he got 40 years ago has a flying F-hole head inlay.
That's what this is, right?
And he says, my Sight 1974 Howard Roberts has those Block X inlays on the fretboard. Your 775 would be such a perfect match.
Yeah, so he's talking about this flying F-hole.
Right.
And then these, I forget the name of these, but these particular inlays date back to, I think, Mitch was telling me, Mitch Holder. They go, I first saw them on the Howard Roberts, but they predate that as well. They were on maybe a Guild or an Epiphone. Yeah, early Epiphones had those inlays.
And then I do like those inlays. Those are they're a bit different for sure. That whole guitar is really cool. I like that 775.
That sounds great too. That.
And then Farmer David said he just bought an Eastman T59 thanks to your videos.
Oh.
His had heavier strings, maybe flat wound. It sounded better than the others with the 10 to 46 inch strings. So that thing sound better as a jazz setup, you think?
Well, the heavier the string, the better the sound, period.
Right.
Any guitar. But I just sold a T59 and set it up with these strings with my custom set. I thought it sounded pretty cool. So yeah, that's a good way to go.
And then Jasper said, if you go to the Rocky Mountain Guitar Festival, make sure to find the guy with the Leo Char patch archtop. Theo was the only luthier overseas asked to build a blue archtop for the Chinnery collection. Go check it out.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Jasper. I will.
And then Joel Henderson. Hey, Joel.
Joel Henderson.
What's going on, buddy? He said Scott Chinnery did the blue guitar collection. So there you go. So if you can't miss the blue archtop floating around that place.
That's true.
So when you see it, go chat that guy up. And so that answers your question, David. He is going to the Archtop Festival, and he will see you. David Island said, am I going to see you in Colorado this weekend?
Yes, we will be there.
And then Cliff Wood, I believe, who's a new jazz guitar accelerator guy, said there's a book called The Blue Guitar written by Ken Voss, forward by George Benson.
Oh,
yeah.
That's cool.
All right, so that's we're pretty much caught up there. Mark Larkins said what, Corcovado? Is that what he said? Yeah, Rich would love to hear you play Corcovado on the 175 or 775.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, I think I'm going to play it with a track. I think this track needs to be raised up.
Here, I got it.
me try that again. Never mind. All right, so there it is, Corcovado.
Awesome.
So, Rob says, you think Mitch will make it to the show for... yeah, it's in Arvada, which is not too far from Denver. So, yeah, Mitch, I tried to call him last night, and he called me back this morning, and I wasn't able to... So I texted him. What is the past tense of text?
Texted.
Is that really a word? Texted?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Because it doesn't sound right.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so...
Hold on, let me check. Yep, it's right.
All right, so anyway...
So we need to get on to One Note Samba.
Oh, yeah, shoot.
So I don't know if maybe you should maybe play it again real quick and then jump into your little trick on how to easily create new chords that have cooler sounds.
Right.
But yeah, that's what
Okay.
that's what's next.
All right. Did Joel Henderson do the 575s come with a 1 3/4 inch nut? No, but you know what, Joel? I found something interesting. So this Eastman has 1 3/4 inch nut width. So I'm looking at the string spacing, and I wanted to compare it to 11/16 string spacing. So I put my little thing up there, and the spacing on the string spacing is the same as 11/16. So I'm questioning whether or not a 1 3/4 inch nut width is really going to matter much, especially if the string spacing isn't a little wider. So it looks wider, it feels wider, right? But I don't know. It's not. It's the same. Let's take this L4 down, shall we?
Yep. Mom said that Mitch texted back and said he will be at the Archtop Festival.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be fun. So Mike Dana's going too.
Oh, nice.
I just found that out this morning. He says, I get a text and he says, "Hey, I'll see you in Denver."
Nice. Hey, Francis is wondering, do you have a link to your Reverb page?
I don't have a Reverb page.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You only just buy stuff off there, right?
Yeah, I've never sold anything on Reverb except for excess strings.
You could go on there and buy 60 high E strings.
Yes.
If you happen to need 60 replacement high E strings, we are the place to come.
Well, they're 14s. I've got a ton of 10s. I must have 200 10s, and I need to dump them, get rid of them.
Need to figure out how to make some like arts and crafts or something out of those guitar strings and
weave them together.
There you go.
And make it like a sailboat.
Right, inside of a bottle, out of guitar strings.
You know, I used to work with a drummer, and his gig was he was a weird fella, but he is weaving metal cable to rope for sailboats. You know what I mean? So you had rope that went around a spindle or something, and steel going up to the mast or something.
Oh, Francis was wondering about that 775 that's for sale that you mentioned. That's not his. That's just one that he saw on Reverb, I believe, right?
Yes.
So just do a search there, Francis, for a Gibson 775 in Reverb and see if you can find it.
Right on. Okay, so One Note Samba basically is rhythm changes extended. So it's B flat, G7. Although, the song, when you look at it, it starts off like this. D minor, which is a tritone or a diatonic substitution basically for B flat. And then it goes to D flat 7, flat 5 substitution for G, and then F minor to B7 flat 5, which is a flat 5 substitution for F. So really the parent chords are B flat, G, C, F. So during the blowing, that's generally what you would play. Now rhythm changes go twice as fast. This goes. And then it goes F minor, B flat to the 4 chord, to 4 minor, and then back to the 1, 6, 2, 5. Now, the last time you play the A section, it goes, and then the E flat, A flat, and then the D flat. And it keeps this common tone. Or something like that. So now what we want to do is learn to play. Well, should I play the tune again, you said?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Because Here's the tune. So, yeah. So if you take a look, you know, Joe Pass has a little saying, the next chord is just right under your fingertips. So if this is, we're going to use this right here as B flat. Now I got to turn that into a G, right? Well, all I need to do is move that down to a G. Now that's kind of cowboy sounding. So what I like to do is add an extra note. Either pull this up to an altered sound. So now I've... Okay, now the next note is a C minor. Look at E flat, G, C, F. Now the next chord is an F chord. I need to have an A and an E flat. There it is right there. So now it sounds like this. Okay, so now let me move to another spot. How about down here to this spot? Here's my B flat. Of course, now I got this F in my ear. But let's move out. Let's put it to a D minor. And now I needed some kind of G chord. So C moves to a B. I could keep the F there. And then maybe move that down to an A flat. So now I have... Now I need a C minor. Now I need an altered F. So I've got C, E flat, F, natural. Now the next chord is F minor. So here's, let's say we use this as an F minor. Now some kind of altered B flat. Let's move this up to an F sharp, the sharp 5 of that. And let's go. And let's add sharp 9, the third. So now I have. And then that wants to move to. And then minor. And now we're going to go back down to this guy. And then... So that's one way. You take a shape. Here's a B flat shape, and let's turn it into some kind of G chord. So I could keep an A there and just put the B on. That's not as altered as you might like. So let's lower that down to a flat 9. So I've... Here's a C. Let's go C minor 9. There's an F with a sharp 9. And then let's go to... There's a D minor. There's a B diminished right out of the good old G7. Do the same treatment here. F minor. Here's a B flat 13. Here's an E flat. E flat major 7. Where you going, Wes?
You need something?
Well, I think we're kind of done. No? Yes? Maybe?
I mean, is there any other tips or tricks that you have for the song
Well,
to spice up your playing?
well, sure. You want to, like I just said, take a chord shape of a B flat, alter it to make a G7, and then take a C minor, alter it to make an F7. Here, I love this sound here. Look at this. And then the last chorus was the
So, can we possibly maybe hear it in a live kind of playing situation here?
Okay, I'll play the track. Let's see if I have a slower version of the track.
Oh, a bossa nova version. According to ChatGPT.
Yes, a bossa nova version.
I don't know if you guys use ChatGPT or not, but it can be kind of funny, the things that it comes up with. And you're like, where are you pulling that out of? Come on, ChatGPT.
Yeah, that's even faster. Okay. Hold on a second.
Let's really spice it up with some speed.
Speed. I'm getting more built for comfort than speed. And anything you can do harmonically, you can do melodically. So I'm playing very simple, just trying to find the choice notes, taking a riff, moving it now to create some kind of G7 riff, and some kind of C minor riff, some kind of altered F riff. Makes sense?
Yeah, David Bronson has this comment here. He says, trying to build chords on the fly like that makes my head hurt. Maybe someday. And then Mick Mac followed up with David Bronson, guitar accelerator.
Yeah.
And so say that was a question for someone in that program. What would you tell them, a single piece of advice to, like, you know, to try to simplify that as quickly as you can to make it not sound so complicated?
There is no way to make it not so complicated. The deal is, instead of playing things all over the place, playing your chords, is to you have to practice that. That's a very common progression. 1 6 2 5, very common. It's a turnaround. It's so you get used to it, because in jazz it's all over the place. So you know, we're so pattern oriented on the guitar. It's all about patterns, right? Where you put your fingers, what frets, all that stuff. As opposed to trying to see the guitar as a keyboard, where you're looking at notes, altering those notes to make certain chords. So that's what we try to jump into, or start training your mind. Now, once you start doing that, once you go, oh yeah, that's a G7, and that's a C, and if this was G7, well then that must be F7, it's 2 frets lower. Once you've done that, now you've established a pattern, say. So now my 1 6 2 5 progression could be. Okay, so now I've got a pattern or whatever, and so you just discovered it on your own, and self-discovery is the best teacher, instead of trying to memorize stuff out of a book. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's like open up Ted Grain's chord chemistry and try to memorize all that. You have to understand it. Once you understand it, you can see it better. But yeah, experiment on your own.
And so that's one of the kind of the pillars of the accelerator, is this looking at the fretboard differently, right?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, looking at the fretboard, not so much as all these chords and boxes and grids and all that stuff. They become that because we are pattern-oriented people, especially guitar players, but searching for the ones that sound good, and then getting yourself to alter chords. Then, you know, wow, that's a G7. Well, let me take and raise the root. Holy crap, there's a diminished chord. Wait a minute, let me raise the 5th. It's an E flat minor 6 chord. Now I've just discovered that, so now I can play. Wow, how powerful is that? That is, so now you could apply that to other things. It's a long process, but it goes on forever. It never stops, But it gets you looking at the guitar a little differently.
Yeah, and David Bronson said that he can do that on a piano, but he's been a play-by-ear guitar player for a long time. Guess have to learn the fretboard. That seems like you'd already have an advantage, since you already know how to do it on a piano, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Just at least you're just kind of doing finger motion at that point. You know the notes, and like just visual knowing the notes on the fretboard. Now you can do this. So Yeah, David, if you want to get on that waiting list for Jazz Guitar Accelerator, the link is in the. I'll drop it in the chat here in a few minutes. So yeah, I think that's so. Is that good? Any other questions on One Note Samba here? If you got them, throw them our way, and we'll do our best to answer them. If not, I'm gonna go ahead and do my trivia.
Would you please? Let's finally get into this. Nice.
Had to do it. Okay, so I'm going to give you 3 questions, all based on One Note Samba, and whoever can get these 3 answers into me the fastest is going to win Theory for the Road, our audio book on how to learn theory while you're in the car, while you're working out at the gym, or while you're on your evening walk with your dog, whenever you want. You don't need your guitar. So don't take the fun out of your, practicing guitar by trying to learn theory on guitar. Do it while you're doing other stuff. So that's the premise behind that. Oh, restarting the Jeopardy music. Okay, so here's the 3 questions. If you want to win that thing, it's $40. It's dramatically going to help your theory, and it's kind of fun. So, and especially if you're looking to do that visualization thing, I mean, that's going to help because it's all about visualizing kind of the theory. So here you go. One Note Samba. Who wrote the music to One Note Samba? Who wrote the music to One Note Samba? Question 2. Who wrote the lyrics to One Note Samba? The lyrics to One Note Samba. And number 3, which famous Brazilian musician is known for his role in popularizing One Note Samba in the United States during the bossa nova boom of the 1960s? And he's also the singer on what is perhaps the most famous recording of One Note Samba, or the most popular. So there you go. So again, who wrote the music, who wrote the lyrics, and which famous Brazilian musician is known for his role in popularizing One Note Samba? So if you can throw those in the chat, first person to get all 3, you're going to win a Theory for the Road course. And by the way, that Theory for the Road course is going on sale. I think maybe tomorrow if we can get to it. We'll see. If not, next week. But the reason why we're putting that on sale is because it's the first week after Labor Day, right? And everybody is now in their routine. So what better way to learn theory by throwing Theory for the Road into your routine? Like I said, you can do it at the gym. You can do it. You can do it. Oh,
do it in the kitchen. You can do it in the
while
hall.
Cooking. You can do it wherever you want. So,
nice picture.
Yeah, it's gonna be good for you.
I put a lot of time into that Theory for the Road. I mean, a lot. It's just I don't know how many hours there is of lecture and all that. And I forget. There was a manager at a guitar center who found the course, and he called me up, and I went down to meet with him because he said, maybe we'd like to carry this in Guitar Center. And okay, great. So then he says, I think the recording could have been better. Can you re-record it? I'm like, are you crazy? I don't want to do that again. So it never happened. But I thought that, what's your camera on?
That's Theory for the Road.
Oh, I thought, that's so weird. And then, how many people I know a few guys, they've gotten the promise from Guitar Center. Well, I know, maybe 1 or 2. Oh yeah, we'll carry your thing and make you millions. You'll sell millions of them. And either they do carry it, and and then it doesn't, or it never happens. Mitchell testified to that, I think, because he was involved with him. Okay, wait a minute. Do we have the answer?
Yeah, so Mick Mac did have it first, but then he retracted his message. Maybe he's
What?
I don't know. So Rob Riggs almost had it. Foxtrot 2 almost had it, but Eddie Davis did get it. Eddie Davis is on it. It is Antonio Carlos Jobim wrote the music. Newton Mendonça wrote the lyrics, and then João Gilberto was the guy who made it famous. The most famous recorded version of One Note Samba, likely the one performed by Jobim along with João Gilberto. This rendition is often considered one of the most definitive recordings of the song, is highly acclaimed in the world of bossa nova and jazz. João Gilberto's smooth vocals and Jobim's masterful piano playing make this version a classic. The recording can be found on various albums and compilations featuring their work. So there you go. That was the answer.
Very good. So who won? Eddie?
Eddie Davis.
Boy, I wonder if he already has that course. Eddie, do you already have Theory for the Road?
Well, if not, you're getting it. And if you're getting another one. Yeah, so anyway.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah, fun.
Woo-hoo!
Fun playing along. I'm sure we have Eddie Davis's email address, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we got, yeah. Wouldn't hurt just to send it to Gail. You know, just send it to Richie Guitar College so Gail's got it. So she doesn't have to go digging for it. Because I know we have it.
Right.
So, well, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So there you go. That was our
All right,
first
so
ever.
When are you going to do the thing about the stolen bass?
All right. You ready for
Yeah.
that too? Okay.
I'm ready. Do it.
Here we go. So this guitar expert, 3 and 2 journalists have launched this global hunt for the missing bass guitar owned by Paul McCartney. They call it the greatest mystery in rock and roll. These guys are looking for McCartney's original Hofner bass, last seen in London in 1969, in order to reunite the instrument with the former Fab Four frontman. McCartney played the instrument throughout the 60s. So these guys launched this site called The Lost Bass, and they're looking for tips. They're looking for any other clues, anything that, just trying to raise awareness about this bass. So they got a bunch of photos here. So this bass was very, very famous. Played at the top venues in Germany.
The Cavern?
The Cavern Club in Liverpool, on the early Beatles recordings at Abbey Road. So this is the bass you hear on Love Me Do, on She Loves You, Twist and Shout. And
How did it get stolen?
that's a mystery. They don't, if they knew who stole it, they would probably have it by now. But yeah, so anyway, McCartney bought this thing for $38 back in 1960. And then years later the band was recording Get Back and Let It Be, and then it popped up missing from the studio they were working at. So there's a clue right there. This guy Nick Wass is leading the search. So he's a semi-retired former marketing manager and electric guitar developer for Hofner. He told the BBC that McCartney recently asked him about that bass, and that's when he was like, you know what, I'm going to form this effort to find it. So he started this website, and he's joined by this husband and wife journalist couple, Scott and Naomi Jones, and the three of them are launching this 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 effort to find it. And apparently the trio was inspired to start this because a previous there was a Beatles guitar that was lost and found, John Lennon's J160E, which he used to write "I Want to Hold Your Hand." That disappeared during the Beatles' Christmas show in 1963.
That's the one with the pickup.
Right. So this thing resurfaced.
Yeah. There was a big story about that.
Yeah, it resurfaced 50 years later.
Yep.
And they found it.
Yeah.
And so then they sold, whoever found it, or whoever, I don't know exactly how it happened, but they sold it at an auction for the low price of $2.4 million.
Yeah.
So that might be some other motivation for this. For this thing is, to because there's going to be some money involved when
serious money
when someone finds it. So So anyway, and then the other story I got is let's see here. Hold on. Oops. Hold on. Sorry about that. So you are a big Metallica fan.
Right.
I mean, we all know that. We all know you love Kirk Hammett and James Hetfield, especially Hetfield's vocals.
Yeah.
You're a huge fan of James Hetfield.
And I love their version of Fly Me to the Moon.
Yeah, me too. That's one of their best covers for sure. Anyway, so, the pair has done plenty of plenty of signature items, including guitars, but now they've just started their own signature ice cream bar. And
oh, that's nice.
You guessed it. This thing is shaped like a guitar.
That's cool.
All right. It's from the brand Enlightened. It's got vanilla ice cream. It's got dark chocolate. What else could you want? The cool thing about this is they're not making any money off this. It's all going to to support their foundation, which helps feed food banks and so there you go. Maybe one day you could be just like James Hetfield, and you can have.
I wouldn't do an ice cream bar.
What would you do?
I'd do toilet paper.
Your own signature
toilet paper, yeah.
Yeah, you should do that for sure.
Yeah. Hey, Rob Riggs said, didn't you ask for the English lyrics?
I did not specify a language in the lyrics.
Okay.
No, I did not. But either way, Rob, you got the wrong guy who made it popular. I think he said Sergio Mendes. And
right, that's the version I remember.
João Gilberto was the bigger deal.
The bigger deal, yeah.
Yeah.
So, when I hydrate, well, thank you, Wes, before we move on. Thank you for that. That was very nice, very interesting. Very interesting. There was a big, I remember when they found that guitar, the John Lennon, was it J160? J160. The guy had it for like 40 years and didn't know it was John's.
Right.
And then he saw the serial numbers that the Gibson had made back-to-back guitars, one for John and one for George. And so anyway, very interesting article. By the way, if you like Wes's stuff, give him a tip, please. I'll give you a tip, kid.
Yeah.
Give him a tip. Yeah, he would really appreciate it. There's a lot of work for that.
Driving up over here, gas prices are just getting higher and higher. And
can you believe it? It went up a dime just the other day.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's flying up. Crazy. So anyway, there is a link in the description if you would be so inclined to drop me a few dollars. I would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Somebody asked, Micmac asked for the blonde 575. I will play that because we're getting towards the end here. So yes, I was going to play rhythm changes since that's what One Note Samba kind of is. So, but anyway, I make sure I hydrate my guitars, and I can always tell when it's been done because the top moves up and down, depending on how much humidity there is. Even a laminate top will do that, but these are solid tops. I think we talked about this guitar. The guy, see that little crack there? The guy got in a fight with his wife or something, threw this thing across the room or dropped it or something.
Oh, that's right.
I don't remember the exact specifics about it, but I do know that
he's out of jail, and
it was a Jerry Springer episode.
All right.
Who passed away, didn't he? Jerry Springer? Did he pass away?
I don't know. Yeah, he did, for sure.
Yeah. So, bummer. He really helped to contribute to our society. God darn it. This strap is so new, it's hard to get these things. Oh, and that's that extra big one. Wait a minute. Let me get this other strap. Hold on here. Sorry, guys.
So yeah, let's see. Any other questions here? I don't see any. John Burkett still has his Hofner bass he purchased in 1967 or 68. Man, that's got to be sweet.
Yeah, good for you. I think when I was on the road with the Dick Clark show, he used to always say in his little routine, Madman Muntz. Remember him? Muntz radios and all that. Told him, never sell a car, just keep them. And so he did. But can you believe nobody can do that, unless you got a big old warehouse. But look at the cars that we all had when we were kids and what they're going for now. It's like same thing with guitars. Look at all those old guitars you had. And now they are worth a mint. Same thing with real estate, I guess, huh?
Yeah. David Bronson just sent me a $5 tip, so
Thank
nice.
you, David.
Stoked for that. Thank you, brother. Really appreciate that. Oh, and Francis also gave me a tip. Thanks, Francis. Appreciate you, man.
I'll give you a tip.
That's awesome.
All right.
What's the tip you're going to give me? You keep saying this, and then you don't say anything.
Shave.
Yeah, right, man. This thing's coming in nice. You kidding me? This took me, this is like, man.
3 years.
God, basically.
Well, you know what?
And it's still all straggly and gnarly. Like it doesn't.
Keep it before it turns gray.
There you go. Yeah.
Let me see the. Whoops. Let me see the tempo of this song
here. Gordon Zoot asked, "Could you one day play Alfie?"
I just. No. Yeah, I'll try that.
Yeah, maybe we'll work on it for another week. Probably not next week, but the week after, possibly. And what is this song that you're about to do?
day.
Oh man,
God darn it.
wouldn't be a complete show without that thing completely working you over.
Yeah, that maybe I ought to get something different. That's,
Gordon, I'll keep mentioning that too. I'll keep on him about Alfie and get that going for you. Those classic endings that we love to hear. Timeless endings.
Timeless, no kidding, timeless.
Right, exactly. Like they just dropped out of time altogether.
Right. This has the shallower pickups, which I like. Shallower pickups. I forget the year of this, but anyway, nice guitar. Needs a good home.
That thing's cool.
Needs a good home, and it's priced cheap. Hey, so what do you think, Wes? You think we ought to wrap it up?
Let's see. I don't know, maybe you got any requests out there, maybe, or any more questions, or...
Well, did you see what Eddie Davis said? You should give that theory of the road to someone else. It's not fair that a guy who plays Brazilian jazz all the time should win it.
Oh, nice.
Why not? Well, that's very nice of you. Who are we going to give it to?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess just is there any takers on here? Who wants to learn theory? Wow, who would actually use this? Anybody want it? Who's gonna go to use it at the gym, in the car? Who's gonna? If you really want this, then yeah, let's give it to someone else. That'd be great. for sure. Thank you, Eddie. That's awesome. Yeah. So, yeah. Speak up, Jazz Junkie. Indeed, is that you? You want Theory for the Road? If you do, just say yeah. He said he was snapping and tapping over there. Yeah. But no, that's really cool of Eddie to do that for sure.
Well, Eddie's a stand-up guy.
Yep.
Hey, yeah, it's Micmac. Francis asked if this is all solid. Yes. Hence the crack. A laminate's not going to do that. That's why they made laminate guitars out of plywood. You say plywood, but it's laminate. It's not like they went to Lumber City and or Home Depot and got a piece of plywood. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah. So.
You know what? A song that I told you we were going to play and never did was Night and Day. Remember that?
Oh, nice.
Night and Day.
ending.
Have a good ending. Have a good intro. Joe Pass said that. So I've tried to
Butcher both. Oh, that's nice.